Hello, hello. That reference will become apparent later on. But yeah, just a quick update on the Krico 22 semi-auto that I did a video on a while back. And as I reported back, I was having a lot of issues with misfires and failures to feed, and yeah, just all kinds of basically all kinds of non-functioning shenanigans out of it. But yeah, I'm very happy to report that I finally have it working pretty good. And I was down at the range today and I shot off maybe 300 rounds with no misfires, couple of failures to feed. But other than that, yeah, shot like a dream, and I'm really, really happy with it. So what I did was that I replaced I got a new spring for the striker group, and I'll talk a bit about that in a bit. But it's been a lot of work and a lot of monkeying around with it. But at the end of the day, it's been well worth it. And the thing is just shooting, yeah, really, really well now. So it just goes to show, I think, yeah, it's always worth putting a bit of time and effort into old things if you think they're worth keeping going. Yeah, give it a go, you know. Anyway, so as you can see, I've got a scope on it at the moment, and this is an old Zeiss Diatal that I got ages ago for really cheap. I'll see if I can turn this around. Uh, yeah, I don't know if the camera's going to focus on that, but yeah, it's an 8 by 56, so it's got a huge, big objective lens on it. Is that the objective? I think that's the objective. Anyway, yeah, a lot of light coming in. It's fixed power, but holy crap, the picture out of it is just gorgeous. Yeah, the glass is super clear, as can be expected, I suppose, from Zeiss. But I contacted Zeiss. I looked up the serial number and I emailed Zeiss to find out what year it was made. And the scope was made in 1982. And as I mentioned in my previous video, the rifle itself was made in 1984, so only 2 years between them. So it's really nice, I think. I mean, I like this kind of thing. Just having it, it's all kind of West Germany, early 80s, early to mid 80s, West Germany, period correct. Um, and yeah, nice combination. The other thing was the scope mounts. Now, as you can see, this is the old style Zeiss rail mount, and that was probably why I was able to get this scope for so cheap, was because it is hard to find the right mounts for these scopes. But I I was looking and looking on eBay, and eventually I found the right mounts, and yeah, they're amazing. And I think the mounts themselves are made in Germany as well, and the machining on them, the tolerances are just so tight. Everything is just super tight on this. And what I love about that mounting, that prism, or yeah, prism mounting system, is you don't have to monkey about with modern scope rings. You know, you really have to be careful with the torque on tightening down each side. Otherwise, you're going to end up canting your scope one way or another. But with the rail mount, you don't have to think about it at all. It's just literally you slot it in, and yeah, it's all machined to perfection. So your scope is automatically properly aligned, and yeah, there's no canting or anything like that. But yeah, so nice. So yeah, I had it at the gallery range today, and I think I shot off like about 100 rounds easily. Yeah, really nice. Got some great groups at 20, 25 meters, just standing, shooting offhand. And the gun, there was a couple of, maybe three failures to feed or failures to eject, which were really easy to clear. But yeah, other than that, like the gun and the scope. Yeah, once I got the scope sighted in, I never actually shot the rifle with this scope on it, so I did have to get it sighted in. And yeah, beautiful, just really really nice working together. Um, so another little thing that I picked up off of eBay was this old Hensoldt scope, which is a 2.25 by 17.5. So like, yeah, really nice. And I have to say, like, I mean, yeah, it's a bit bashed up, and it has this kind of stamped or pressed steel mounting system, which I kind of like. And to be honest with you, it looks great on the rifle, but unfortunately at the moment it needs a bit of work because it's canted off to the left, no matter how much, no matter what I do to it. So I do think it must have gotten a knock at some stage, and the steel needs to be bent back towards the right. But yeah, really, like, I think for gallery rifle, this would be great. The glass in this is so clear, and if anyone knows Hensoldt, Hensoldt is basically a firm that Zeiss bought. I think they bought them back in the 20s or 30s. So it's basically Zeiss glass in it. I think they were from the same town in Germany. I can't remember the name of it, but gorgeous little scope, and yeah, I just love the style. But I'll mount it on the rifle in a minute, and you'll see. To me, it's like the two are just made for each other in terms of kind of aesthetics, which I know is kind of dumb. Like, I mean, it should be about functionality, but when you see it, like, yeah, I just like having that vibe going on, and everything being kind of, old school West German kind of tech on the go. So what else? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, I if somebody has obviously taken the everyone does it. They take the leaf sight off of the front to fit a scope, and invariably end up losing it, which is sucks because I'd love to have the rear sight, the iron sights still there. Anyway, long story short, I've made this little thing out of just that's some strips of steel lying around, and I rigged up a little jig to be able to bend or press the steel. And I cut a little notch out of it. I've tried this out at very short range, and I suppose you call it like it's like an express site or something, like a backup site. But it does, I have fitted on now. It's obviously, like, I mean, it's rough as anything. This is more of a proof of concept than anything else. So I am working on a better version of this. This was just like a very kind of rough prototype, as I suppose you'd call it. So at the moment I'm working on a rear sight which will fit onto the 11 mil dovetail. So I've machined this out of brass, which is basically, I mean, look at, yeah, it's just a bit of brass, but the dovetail is pretty much there now. And yeah, yeah, I'm just toying with ideas of how to integrate like windage and elevation into it. So yeah, so I'm kind of busy with this gun, but in terms of functionality, it is shooting like a dream now, and it's great. Now it's shooting semi-auto ammo fine. I've tried CC, and I know in my previous video I'd said that it liked CCI SV. Doesn't like it anymore. Won't cycle it. You won't eject it properly because it's not enough oomph. So yeah, at the moment, all day today now is shooting Gecko 22 semi-auto, and really likes it. And shooting really tight groups with it. Like the odd flyer, maybe like 1 in 10, you'd get a flyer. But other than that, yeah, yeah, really great fun. Even did a bit of PRS practice with it today, and it didn't do too bad for me. So yeah, that's kind of yeah, it's a very positive update I have. So just to get back to what I've done, basically what I did was now I'm gonna take it apart because I'm gonna be cleaning it now anyway. So I will show you the disassembly procedure and the part, the spring that I replaced, and I'll talk a little bit about what I had to do to get the spring working with the gun. So yeah. So first up, I'm going to remove the scope, and the scope has these really nice quick release. So the scope has these nice quick release. I'll get that out of the way. Take these, just take them off. These quick release, man, like the machining on these scope mounts is just gorgeous. Honest to God. Yeah. And I know you're meant to actually, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but I believe you'd get a gunsmith to drill through the prism, the kind of inverted dovetail on the bottom of the scope. And I haven't done that yet because I'm only shooting 22. There's been no, I guess if you were shooting larger calibers, you might want to do that. But yeah, I'd be very hesitant to go drilling out. But look, we'll see. Anyway, so you just have these quick release levers. Yeah. And we can just slide the scope off then. Easy peasy, you know. Now we've got the rifle with the scope removed. I'm going to put the scope out of harm's way. So next thing then, I'm gonna remove it from the action. I'm gonna remove the action from the stock altogether. So there's one screw attaching it to the stock, and that's this one here. It's really easy gun to disassemble or field strip. So it comes loose there, and then we can just literally just lift out the action and remove the stock. So you'll see this, if the camera's picking that up, because it has these gills. It's one of these gill gun designs from Savage Stevens's. Yeah, whoever designed the stock now probably should have cut it a bit lower. There's a mad amount of fouling along here. But yeah, look, it's no big deal. But I do wonder, yeah, I just think probably could have cut out a bit of a slot for the gases to get out there. Anyway, take this out of the way. So now we are left with the action itself. There. And yeah, so to disassemble it, there's basically a screw here. First up, what we want to do is obviously make sure it's on safe, or as in unloaded. So there's nothing in the chamber. Drop that back down. I'm going to put it back on safe. What we want to do is remove the end cap, but to do that, we got to remove this screw here first. Or not remove it, but it's a locking screw, so just loosen it up enough so that we can unscrew the end cap. And the end cap comes off nice and easy. There, and then so we can see the recoil spring and the striker spring just there. Next, what we do is take it off safe, hold down the trigger and just pull out the. So there's the striker group. This is all the springs. So you have the striker group spring is on the outside, and the recoil spring for the bolt is nested inside it on the inside. And then there's There's the striker there. And there's the carrier. So sits in there. Nice with the springs then. So to come back to what I've done is removed the old spring. Now the springs are locked in place by this C clamp here, or E clamp, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean. These little things. There's a washer behind it which holds the springs in place. So it's a ticklish enough operation to take the springs off and put them back on. Putting them back on is actually a lot more hassle than getting them off. And you want to do this in a box so that if things go flying, they all fly inside the box and don't disappear into the ether of your workshop or house or wherever the hell it is you're doing this. So, yeah. But once you get the hang of it, it's kind of easy enough. You know, it is ticklish, but there's an act to it. So basically, the spring you see on the outside there is a new spring. And what I did was I measured the gauge of the original spring. I obviously took it out, measured the free length, and then found a spring online which more or less matched it to, in terms of the coil rate and the gauge, but which was much more longer. I didn't need to say more there, just longer. And thereafter, it was just a process of kind of cutting it down, putting it in, because the new spring was obviously a lot springier, a lot stiffer, and it was now. If I was a numbers guy, I probably could have done a bit of figuring out, what kind of pressures I was looking for in terms of poundage and all that kind of thing. But and you'd need the right equipment for that as well. But I am not a numbers guy, so I just had to kind of do it by trial and error and keep basically snipping off bits of the overlong new spring that I'd bought, fitting it in, trying it, taking it out, fitting it in, trying it. And what I found off the bat was, there were no more misfires, but there were obviously lots of failures to feed or extraction issues, because the whole carrier group was coming forward too quickly to be able to. Now this is obviously ammo dependent, but yeah, in general. So without getting too complicated, where I have it now is it's working pretty nice with proper kind of semi. I haven't tried mini mags yet, but yeah, it's liking proper semi-auto ammo as far as I can see. And also I spent, the springs cost me €7. I got two of them. Obviously a lot of time. So what's your time worth? I don't know. But for me, it's all about getting the rifle working again, and just bringing it back to life and having it as a functioning, competition worthy firearm. So that's it. That's basically what I've done or what I've been doing, and I've got it now where I'm not gonna get in the odd failure to feed or failure to eject. But I think the spring is going to settle down the more I use it. So I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'm not going to take any more material off of it. And I'm just going to just keep working it. And it's great. I'm fucking loving it, I have to say now. I'm pleased as punch. So right now, to get the bolt out then, so you've got the bolt handle here. Pull the bolt handle out. You pull the bolt back. Pull the bolt handle back, and then again, holding the trigger down, bolt will just come out. Very similar, if not identical, to the Savage Stevens series. And there's your bolt. And again, it looks very, very similar to those ones. So that's kind of it. Oh God, yeah. Jesus, I almost forgot. Like, so I'm gonna clean all this, but before I get into doing all that, and I'm not gonna, obviously not gonna, but I found online a brochure of these rifles, original Krico brochure in France. So, and I just love this. Look at this envelope with all these, like, French stamps are amazing. They're so kind of, yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, in Ireland, or sorry, in Crabia, where I live, you just have like pictures of crabs and stuff, you know. But in France, yeah, they're very, yeah. Look at all these stamps; they're amazing. Yeah, real playful. Anyway, I'm not a stamp guy, but I can appreciate the artwork in them, and yeah. But it's just I was delighted when I got this in the post. You know, I was like, yeah, cool. But yeah. So I got this Krico Carabines Automatiques .22. That I'm not gonna try and do French. I make a complete fucking fool of myself. But what I have done is I've basically translated all of this. Um, and the long and the short of it is, you can see, hopefully the camera will focus. They made a bunch of these. As far as I can see, they were making these from the early 60s right through till the late 80s. They all had the same action, but different stocks, different sights, different kind of, yeah, some of them were more fancier than others, and so on and so forth. So basically, like, they went from the Model 50 series, yeah, Model 50, to the Model 60, 70, Model 80. Yeah, and then they've got all instructions about how to disassemble, uh, which is great. Sorry, yeah. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scan this, and what I'll do is I'll upload it to archive.org, along with my janky translation. Oh yeah, no, you've also got a parts thingy diagram with all the list of parts here as well. So yeah, like, I mean, if anyone has one of these, hopefully this will be of interest, or out of more than interest, help. Because I think these rifles are great, and I think they're well worth keeping going, you know, and they're quite easy to keep going. Is my point. If you know what you're fucking doing, like, so yeah, yeah, great little brochure, you know. But yeah, there's one bit I just want to point out, one bit which I love about French. I think sometimes when the French say something, it's just so much more evocative than it is in English. Which is just like, so, adule pour le sport et pour la destruction de nuisables, as in for the destruction of nuisances, which is obviously pest control. But I think destruction of nuisances is just way cooler sounding than pest control. Anyway, that's just me. So yeah, yeah, I don't know when this is from, but like, about the design, maybe like late 60s, early 70s. It's got that kind of funky kind of thing going on. But yeah, I love the font as well. Love to get like a t-shirt or something. But yeah, yeah, very cool to find. Found it on eBay, and yeah, had to have it. I mean, it was only a tenner, whatever, you know. So yeah, that's it. You know, yeah, Krico rifles are fucking great, and I'm often talking to people down at my club, older guys, who, a lot of them say, "Oh, my first rifle was a Krico, and it was amazing," and yeah, I really regret selling it. You know, it was yeah, it was a fabulous rifle. You know, um, I think they're well worth, if you come across one of these, you know, and it's not functioning right or whatever, put a bit of work into it, and yeah, buy some springs off of eBay for €7 and just spend a bit of time tuning them down, and you'd be surprised. Yeah, well worth the time. Anyway, that's all I got. Yeah, thanks. Hope this helps. Any Krico owners out there, take care. Bye. Oh, also very, very slightly future crabby here. But something I forgot to mention was that I'm making a new stock for the Krico because I love the old stock. But I do find I'm a lefty, and it's not a very particularly right oriented stock, but I just think the cheek weld is very low for me, and also just especially for PRS and gallery rifle stuff. Yeah, just I'd like it to be a bit more kind of tweaked to more my physionic fit fit. What's that word? Physiognomy or something. Anyway, you know what I mean. My body. Um, So yeah, so I had some maple lying around at home. So yeah, I'm working on this. So as you can see, it's got a more pronounced kind of a pistol grip on it. It's slightly shorter. Um, yeah. So obviously the stock comes up much higher, so I'll have a much higher cheek weld here in line with the bore. And I've obviously left a bit of room there as well for more cheek welds coming because I'll be coming in from that side. Um, and yeah, just making this out of maple. I had some maple lying around. Beautiful wood to work with. Really, really nice. And I've stuck on now. Yeah, I did realize that the pistol grip or the pistol grip was kind of short, so I had some. I think this is teak, that I had lying around, so I cut off a bit and glued it on. Now that'll be milled down or whatever. But yeah, like I mean, it's way more ergonomic for me. I'm just waiting on some router bits to mill out and put out the inletting. And the inletting on this is actually really simple because I have a CZ452 and I want to make a new stock for that as well. It's an American stock on it at the moment, and again, it's quite small. Like I mean, I'm not a big guy, but I find the length of pull is fucking tiny on it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. So I want to make a new stock for my bolt action as well. But the inletting on the bolt action, the CZ is way complex. So I thought, like, it's obviously my first time making a stock. So I thought I'd start with this nice easy one. Yeah, you can see the geometry is all pretty kind of straightforward there on the action. But yeah. So I'm just waiting on some bits to write out, do the inletting, and obviously there'll be a lot of finishing to do. But yeah. So once I have that finished, I might do a follow up. But yeah, feels good in my hands. You know, nice left oriented. Like I mean, a right you could shoot it, no problem. But it's yeah, sign for a lefty. Buy a lefty for a lefty. So yeah, there you go. That's another wee project I've got on the go with it. Lots of fun. All right, that's it. Take it easy.